There was a time when you could feel something building, and I'm not just talking about an artist or a song. I'm talking about a direction, a sound that kept just showing up everywhere you looked. Radio, freestyles, sets, raves. It would show up in how people dressed, how people looked. You could feel the momentum. You could feel the momentum forming before it even peaked. Now things are different. It feels like we experience things in flashes, intensely, visible but short. A song dominates, an aesthetic dominates, an artist explodes, and then the attention moves on. This is not a nostalgia piece. That's not what I'm trying to do here. The UK has plenty of talented artists. This is about structure. This is about systems. What are we building here? Do we want to build a situation where we're moving in movements? Or do we want to just live through moments? Myself, Ferenc Phoenix, I'm a DJ, radio host, and I want to talk about movements. What are movements? What do I mean when I say movements? What do we mean when we say movements? A movement reshapes behavior. It dictates how producers produce, how DJs select, how an artist even approaches how they create, how ravers party. Movements are not just about a great run of tracks. Movements are about infrastructure, BPMs, fashion, sets, radio. Movements create gravity and pull people in. Moments flare up and then disperse. Look at how hits move right now. You might get a UK artist sample a 2000s US track. It blows up on TikTok. It dominates the dance floor for 4 to 6 months. Other people copy, have limited success. And then it fades and nothing ever happens as a collective. It's all just kind of just individual and separate. Everyone follows the trend, but nobody really builds around it. There's no shared manifesto, no cohesive scene forming underneath. Just individual attempts to ride a wave before it breaks. The same thing happens with aesthetics. An underground look emerges, dark styling, distorted visuals, minimal cover art, a colder, more detached energy. And for a moment it feels cohesive. The music's really good. Then it fragments. Some pivot to house, some pivot to trap, and some pivot to whatever the algorithm favors next. The look was visible, but it did not consolidate into culture. TikTok has accelerated everything. Artists arrive fully formed, brand ready, visual identity locked in from the jump. Pinkpantheress is a clear example of platform velocity. Clips travel, songs lift, and the world notices fast. Amazing artist, one of my favorite artists of the last few years. The speed is impressive. It is also compressive. There's little room for gradual evolution in public. Artist development used to happen in front of us. Somebody I like to look at for this is Chip. Chip grew up in front of us, right in front of our eyes, from teenage grime prodigy to fully formed MC, navigating multiple eras. You could track the shifts, the experiments, the recalibrations. Now, development often happens privately or not at all. If the first wave does not hit, attention moves elsewhere. There are a number of artists moving differently right now in the UK. Names Bliss, The Original, Paul Stefan, Ashbeck, Ayrton are some that just come to mind. There is a strain of 140 rooted music that is reflective, measured and introspective. It doesn't really seem to be viral first or algorithmically optimized. They still do sets, they still show freestyles, but they're not chasing the flash. And that's important because it suggests that there's capacity for movement that still exists. So why has this shift happened? I can put it down to 3 structural forces. So the first one is algorithmical incentives. Platforms reward peaks. You can't plateau. It's virality over continuity. The brand is developed first, so it's brand first. That's number 2. Artists are what they are from the jump, and you're rarely given the wriggle room to morph and change. You are what you are from the start. The third one really is fragmented audiences. We are not gathering in the same digital spaces anymore. It's like we're using the same apps, but everybody has a different microfeed, a different algorithm, which there's pros to that for sure, but the cons are there's no cohesive scene. And none of this means that the UK has stopped being as creative. If anything, this means that we're more diverse than ever. But diversity without cohesion doesn't become a movement. So what are we actually living through then? Maybe this is just the modern form. Faster cycles, lower barriers, more independence. Or maybe we've just lost patience because movements need time, repetition, reinforcement, and shared language. They require artists to stay in the same spaces to allow a collective to form, for them to bring people through. Moments feel exciting. They do. Like that moment when Central C dropped Doja. Amazing. But movements feel inevitable. Where are the artists underneath him? The UK is full of sparks. I feel it every day. There's so much energy there. The question is whether these sparks are given enough time to develop into fire.